Okay, so quick update before I go to work. And I was thinking you can look at the parliament while I'm doing so. So a lot has changed since last Friday. A quick, like side note or preface for the story. When we started dating, he mentioned that there was someone who unexpectedly turned up at his flat, and that was so, like that was too much for him. But from the way that he told the story, for me it made me feel like it was just like after a few dates, or even as their relationship started as just sex or something like that. When it's not appropriate to go to someone's place because your relationship is not deep enough or whatever, close enough for that. But so that's the preface. So I knew about kind of his problem with this, but I understood it as like almost like a stranger showing up at your place, which I agree, it's weird. But last week, not this weekend, but the one before that, we were talking about going to a concert. He forgot, but I kind of expected him to forget about the concert because I mentioned it 2 weeks prior. But he seemed to be in a good mood, and I was like, okay, finally, after a month of not really meeting, we're gonna meet because he seemed like he was in a good mood to meet. And then I was like, messaging him because April was a really shitty month. He's doing some. I forgot the word right now. It's too early. He's starting on a new project, and he needs to learn stuff. So it was very stressful for him. He hated it. He was depressed pretty much during the whole fucking month. So he wasn't really in the mood to go out. We only met once during April. But on that weekend, the one prior, this one, he seems to be in a good mood. So I was like, yeah, finally, we're gonna meet. And I messaged him like, there's the concert, we talked about it. And then he was like, oh, sorry, I forgot. And I was like, it's not a big deal. But I was like, okay, but do you still want to go? Or because it was a free concert, by the way. Or we should meet or something. And then he was like, oh, sorry, I already have plans with other people. And that sucked because, it was the first time he felt like going out. He was in a mood to meet people, and I wasn't his first choice. So obviously, I learned that no matter how highly he was thinking about me, he didn't have that deep feelings about me because it didn't even cross his mind to ask me to meet, which obviously, like I said, sucked. But I was like, okay, well, then maybe on Sunday. Because I just wanted to meet to talk about either ending things or how to end things, because he already decided to look for jobs in other countries, so we knew that it's gonna be over. And we agreed that once he's up, he's gonna message me. And I was waiting and waiting. And after a while I started to worry because he wasn't. I saw that sometimes he was available on WhatsApp, but he didn't message me back. So I was like, what the fuck is happening? I knew that he's not the type of person who would just ignore me like this. And then, like 4:30 p.m, he messaged me like, oh, sorry, I drank too much. I was too unwell. I couldn't even get out of bed. And I was like, great. And I just messaged back like, I see. Because honestly, it sucked that I wasn't his first choice on Saturday. And then he wasn't even thinking about not drinking that much so that he could spend time with me on Sunday, even though he claimed he would love to. So yeah, that it hurt my feeling, obviously. Even if I can accept that he doesn't have those type of feelings for me. I think at least respect on some, like basic human level should be there. And then he didn't message me for 2 days, and that sucked because I was like, he who talked about how much he hates when people ghost him, and that's the rudest thing ever, was kind of doing that to me. So I sent him a message, and I was like, you know what, I don't care if it's pathetic or not, but I'm gonna tell you how you're making me feel. And then he apologized. But by the time, I mean, he didn't send anything back that day, but messaged me on Wednesday when I pulled the kind of source. I didn't even check the message whole day because I was like, I'm not ready to do that during work, to deal with, because I was completely sure that he's gonna just message me that okay, it's over and let's just finish things. So pretty much by the time I went home, the intensity of stress and pain was just too much that I reached the point when I was like, I can't anymore. I just have to stop this. And I think my emotions were just burned itself out or something like that. I don't know. And then I read his message and he was just apologetic about making me feel shitty for all the things that he's going through. So he didn't say he wanted to stop. He didn't say he wanted to continue. He didn't say anything like that. But, at least he said he was sorry for making me feel the way that I was feeling. And I was like, okay, even if, I accepted it, the relationship is over, I still want to end things like nicely. Like I still care about him. And we slowly started to talk again. So by Friday, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna surprise him with his favorite comfort food because I wanted to make him feel that even if we're not together, even if he doesn't want to spend the rest of his life with me, and even if he's gonna move away and his memory of this country is gonna be shit, I wanted to show him that there are still people, there is still me who cares about him. And honest to God, cross my heart, all that bullshit, I just wanted to make him feel a tiny bit better that day by doing what I did. And we were, talking before I reached this place, 10 minutes prior, before everything ended between us pretty much. He just told me that yes, he knows that all I want is the best for him. So I went there, I rang him up, he didn't pick up, but that wasn't surprising, so I messaged him that, hey, can you let me in for a second or just come down? And then the amount and intensity of the rejection that I got in return, I obviously crossed a line because he was like, why are you coming here without letting me know? This is so disrespectful and I would never do that to anybody. I really don't like this, and anyway I have to work, which I'm sure he didn't. And I was just so shocked because we were dating for 3 months. We had a really deep, emotional, vulnerable conversation. I wasn't expecting him to let me in when he was busy or anything and just entertain me for hours when he had other things to do. All I was asking for him to let me care about him in a way that I was just wanted to give him food. That's all I was doing. And even if I crossed the line, even if I crossed the boundary that was so sad for him that I didn't realize was so sad, like I said, the coldness in his reply was it felt like someone just slammed the door on me. And honestly, his reaction was like if I out of the blue called his mother names, and that was his reaction to that. That's the intensity that I felt. And I've never in my entire life felt so ashamed for trying to do something nice for somebody else. And I was in a shock, and I'm pretty sure that he didn't even went down, didn't even check, because I left the soup next to the gate. But he lives in a building with other people, so either someone saw it and hopefully saw that it was unopened food and they take them and eat it at least. But I'm pretty sure that the bigger chance for what was going on is it was just thrown into the trash. So my good intention was literally thrown into the trash. And yes, I understand that I crossed the line, I crossed the boundary that was for him a strong one, but after 3 months of dating and 4 months of having an intense and honest conversation, to not even give me a chance to actually believe for a second that I didn't mean to hurt you, that all I wanted to do was do something nice. And yes, I did it in a way that was wasn't working for you, but my intentions were still the purest. And you can say that doesn't matter, but in my word, for me it matters, because what he said that he would never do to someone else was, I would never listen to you suffering, and I would never want to do something in my power to make your day better, because that's what I was doing. And he said no, that he would never do that, and I think that's just sad. And I think, doesn't matter now how long he would have stayed, because this would have come up at some point. And knowing how he reacted after 3 months, he would have done the same after 6 months. And then it would have been even more hurtful. That nothing that happened between us before mattered enough to ask or to try to accept even my apology or anything like that, to reach out and try to understand why I did what I did, and give me the benefit of the doubt that I'm not a horrible person after all who tried to hurt you. Especially because he was praising me for months for doing things like this for other people. So if you can see that I'm being considerate for other people, and you see it as a positive thing, that when I try to do it to you, why do you just immediately think that this was horrible? So yeah, that shock on Friday pretty much killed the pain residue from the previous one. I still sometimes think about this and feel shame, which I know I'm not gonna judge myself for it. I know what I tried to do was nice. I did my best. It wasn't enough. It wasn't good. But I'm not gonna sit around and act like I'm a horrible person, because I know I'm not. So yeah, that is the end of our relationship, and it's kind of odd that I can timestamp when it happened, because obviously, I didn't reach out again, and he never even replied back. He might have blocked me right away. I have no idea. I'm not gonna test it. But it makes me incredibly sad that after all the good things that we could have had as a memory, this is gonna be the last thing he will remember me. I'm gonna be the crazy one who did something so unacceptable. But yeah, I'm off to work. Here's the parliament. Hope the construction wasn't too bad for you guys. And if you're watching it the day I'm posting this, then I'm supposed to have a live with Rumor today, so that's gonna be fun. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the previous one, and I'm not gonna talk about this anymore because there's nothing to talk about.